Welcome, Fantasy Bros Before Pros podcast. Week before the Super Bowl. Well, the biggest game this week is the Pro Bowl. Here with Elvis. Elvis, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? This is my boy, Unlocked.
Oh, we're watching a little bit of the Senior Bowl on the NFL Network right now. You know, I was kind of watching a little bit earlier today, too, to see who was impressive. I mean, I haven't seen much on him, so I don't really know. But draft season's in full swing. Mock draft season's in full swing. Like, we have a draft in like 50 minutes, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Are you gonna help me?
I am not helping you.
I know you're not.
Yeah, I want you to sit across the room, and I want you to forget everything that I've said over the past week, over the past year.
I kind of feel like we're targeting the same players.
Yeah, I swear to God, if you draft Nick Chubb before me, like, we're just gonna have to fight.
That's not the only thing that's gonna happen.
Damian Williams, stay away from him, and stay away from Baker and Jameis. I hate you. Now, so Elvis,
go ahead.
We've got our Super Bowl participants. Let's
We
start.
were totally wrong in our predictions.
I got both wrong. That's it. I got both wrong.
We both did.
Let's start with the Rams and the Saints.
Oh, what a game, man! That was a great game. Listen, I don't want to hear this that they got cheated and all this. Yeah, was it a really bad call? Obviously, it was a really bad call. But no one's talking about the face mask on golf on the previous drive. What about that?
I'm less actually giving blame. That, like, I'm not really blaming that one call for everything, because when I watched it again,
They should have been up by a lot more.
Absolutely, 100%. You get 3 red zone trips in the first quarter. The Rams are completely out of sorts, and you walk away with 13 points. And the touchdown you get was well earned, thrown to some guy that literally just joined the team. Yeah, you kept the Rams in it. Play calling was suspect at the end there too. Like, what are you doing throwing passes when you're that close?
Yes,
you know,
run the ball first down.
Right, correct. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that it was a non-call. That was a bad non-call. But listen,
it was
man,
a terrible non-call.
But there was plenty of other plays that were left on the field that could have ended that game a lot earlier. You know, so I'm not gonna sit here and just blame that one call. Was it terrible? Yes.
And everybody's forgetting the Rams are a really good team.
Right.
They earned it.
Aside from Todd Gurley.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He's got to not be healthy.
That's it. But they keep saying that he is healthy, and he says he's healthy. So I don't know.
I agree. I mean, it's weird though, because he says he's healthy, like you said. They say he's healthy, you know, and then you see 4 rushes for 10 yards, and then like he can't even catch the ball, and then admits like, hey, you know, I was playing like, you know,
dude. Yeah, right.
Like crap.
He did say that. And
yeah, he did. Bad. He said it's fine. If CJ's playing better than playing, but CJ Anderson's been a godsend for him. Like, it's just crazy. But
see, we need more players like that. This whole week I was thinking about Odell Beckham. Man. Sometimes I feel like we should trade him because he's like, I don't know, he's like a virus. I don't know. He doesn't get the ball in one game and he goes crazy. And the reason why I started thinking about this was because, and I'm sorry to get away from our topic, but I was watching, of course, you know, replays of when the Giants won that first Super Bowl, Plaxico Burress. He was not part of the game plan for the first 2 games, and you didn't see him bitching or complaining.
Right.
You know, when they played at Tampa and then they played in Dallas, he didn't do anything. Then he went off in the championship game and he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. But you didn't hear him bitching or complaining. If that was Odell Beckham, oh my God, he would have been throwing like tantrums like my kids who are like 1 year old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just upsetting.
Well, I mean, you know, it's good to see the fact that he's such a team player, like you said, that he's admitting that he's playing bad, and you know, CJ Anderson, who isn't anywhere near the talent that he is outperforming him at this point, and you know, he's taking a stance, and he said, hey, you know, he's been playing better, so I gotta give him props for that. What I really was impressed on, honestly, though, watching it back was, you know, Jared Goff could have folded very easily in the beginning of that game, and I'm sitting there waiting for it too. They get down 13-0. The first quarter for the Rams was absolutely dreadful. They did nothing right on offense. They did nothing right on defense. And the Saints are rolling. At that point, I see Goff. He doesn't look good. He's thrown a pick in the opposition red zone, and I'm thinking, oh wow, you know, this kid is, the moment's gonna get too big for him, and he's not gonna be able to do anything. And I was dead wrong, man. Like he absolutely played a great game, and I feel like that's missed within all the controversy and everything else. Is that Goff played really, really well.
And guess who loves golf?
You love golf, yes. So, but it was good to see that he's maturing, though. So that was very big, and they have a shot. Honestly, they really do. You know, but You gotta feel bad. You gotta feel bad for the Saints again after last year losing in the Minneapolis Miracle, then to lose this way. I could make you an argument that both years the Saints would have been Super Bowl champions probably, and now Drew Brees will be back, so we don't have to worry about that. So Alvin Kamara dynasty owners, Michael Thomas dynasty owners, it's still full go next year.
I think last year, yes, they could have won. This year, there's nobody other than.
Well, we'll talk about that. Yeah. So we'll talk about that stupid game when we get to it.
What stupid game?
Whatever. You feel bad for the Saints, but congrats to Sean McVay, congrats to all those guys. It was interesting to see Marcus Peters get his gumbo revenge and everything. So the game was a little spicy. And yeah, you did mention, obviously everybody's going to harp on the missed call, but there were a bunch of missed calls. Goff missed on the face mask. There was a play where it's been circulating on Twitter. A Saints player jumping to stop, and he steps on someone's head.
And his face. Right.
If Tom Brady can get a roughing the passer on getting barely touched on his shoulder, then that needs to be roughing as well.
Well, how about this too? Why don't we talk about this? What about a few weeks ago with the pass interference on Kamara?
That was terrible.
Yeah, for Kamara against the Steelers.
So it was a little bit of karma then.
And all these guys are crying and putting up signs. We got robbed and this and that.
They did. But again, it's not only on that. Like, I'm not gonna say they lost because of that.
It's a big reason.
It was a big reason. There was a lot of other big reasons. Getting stopped in the red zone and also Breeze turning the ball over on that. Well, I'm not really gonna give him crap for the overtime interception.
When he got hit.
Yeah, he got hit exactly.
Yeah.
But the Rams. It just made more plays, man. Sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes football's not fair. Sometimes it's not for you. At the end of the day, it's who scored the more points at the end of when the time's up.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many minutes the Rams actually led in that football game? Zero minutes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the Rams move on. Congrats, Sean McVay, youngest coach. Jared Goff.
Younger than you and me.
Right, correct. And Jared Goff was 4 years old when Tom Brady played in his first Super Bowl, which brings us to the Patriots and the Chiefs. Well, so let's get the obvious out of the way. Let's close the conversation for GOAT quarterback. Let's close it.
So who's the GOAT quarterback?
Tom Brady.
And who picked Tom Brady?
You did. But I also want everyone to realize that this narrative that we have now could be completely different.
How so?
If D Ford doesn't line up off sides.
Okay, yeah, and they lose.
And his stat line is 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions in a closing game, and that was the last play of the game. What would they be saying about Tom Brady right now? Would they be saying he's the GOAT, or would they be saying it's time for them to move on and he's washed?
You're right.
Okay.
But he is the GOAT.
But he is the GOAT, and that's it. I just want to, as long as you acknowledge that, that's all that's it. But there's no argument that needs to be made. 9th Super Bowl for the Patriots. The Patriots went in there, and they commanded the beginning of that game. That first drive.
That was old Belichick.
And that was him just saying,
they can't stop us running the ball.
And we're not going to put you on the field with a chance. We're not getting in a shootout with you guys. We are going to run the ball, kill the clock, keep Mahomes on the side of the field, and that's exactly what they did. Sony Michel was awesome. Where do you see yourself drafting Sony Michel next year?
Probably 3rd.
Second, I say, man. Look, he's going to be the lead back again in the Patriots.
I don't trust that system, though. Burkhead had a great game, too.
Yeah, but Burkhead's a free agent.
Is he?
Yes. But that doesn't mean that they won't bring him back.
Right. I just, even if they don't bring him back, they'll have somebody else. They'll draft someone in the 5th round, and he'll be, really,
James
really.
White.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him too. But see what I'm saying?
But here's the thing with James White and Sony. They occupy 2 completely different aspects of the game, is the best way I could say it. When Sony's on the field, they're running it. He catches not a few passes, he catches 0 passes.
Right.
And I think he finished the season with 5.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
But knowing Bill Belichick, if some of these other defensive coordinators start catching on to that, which they probably should by now, right? Of course, because they're in the NFL.
Well, they've been doing it all season, so if you haven't been caught on to it now,
right? That's exactly what I'm saying. But if they gotta go to where Sony Michel is going to start catching passes, I can see Belichick making him catch passes. Like I can just see him like saying, okay, these guys think we're going to run only when he's there. Boom, throw him the ball, or you know what I'm saying, throw the ball.
I would love to, because in Georgia, when he was paired with Nick Chubb, he actually caught passes.
Right,
you know,
right.
so I know he can do it. It's just a matter of whether they want to utilize him like that. So he was awesome. Julian Edelman's awesome, man. Like, his season this year, after those 4 games, was incredible, man. Like, he was amazing. He's ready. Where does he go next year? I mean, I think we talked about it last pod. I see 4th, 5th round.
I was going to say 5th or 6th.
Yeah, well, 4th or 5th for me with Julian Edelman. The consistency level is just ridiculous, man. So, Patriots go to their 9th Super Bowl. What do we say about the Chiefs, though? So, in the beginning, in the first half, they're down 14-0. Right? They go into the locker room.
Right.
Andy Reid schemes it up. I want to be completely clear on this, because there is this narrative out there that Andy Reid doesn't win big games, and this was another big game that, you know, Andy Reid coached and didn't win. I want to make sure that I'm clear in saying that I feel like the blame doesn't belong with him as much as it does the defensive coordinator, who was let go right after the game. Obviously they felt the same exact way that I felt. But just, you can't sit in zone against the Pats, man. Like, you just can't. Like, the way to beat Brady is to get in his face and hit him and disrupt his timing.
All right. You know the Chiefs average at least 2 sacks on the quarterback at home, on home games. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
And they got 0.
It's all about.
They blitzed and they went man, and Gronk burnt them.
Well, Gronk. So that, I'm glad you brought up Gronk. So all year, all we talked about is that Gronk is done. Gronk is done. Yeah. So Eric Berry is back for this game, and he wipes out tight ends.
Yeah, but
but he did it, and Gronk was beating him.
But this poor guy, Eric Berry, has gone through hell.
No, he has. But even when he was back from the cancer, from the lymphoma, like, he was good. It's just that he's missed like 4 or 5 weeks. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think he's the same. He might not be the same player that he once was when he was locking. You know, even though, if you see the Gronk play down the sideline,
that was an amazing catch.
Yeah, and he actually played really well.
He defended it well. Look, good defense, better offense, honestly, and that's all it really was, man. That was a throwback to old Gronk. And you could see that even no matter what state Gronk is in, when Brady was looking for a big play, he still is looking at Gronk. You know, so it's all about trust, man. It's all about trust. Who do I trust? I trust Edelman. I trust Gronk. There's no more Amendola. So it's Edelman, Gronk, and White in the pass game, pretty much at this point, even though Philip Dorsett scored a touchdown.
The Patriots tried to trade Gronk when Bray broke him.
Oh, yeah, what is it? Gronk getting too old for this. But I was very impressed with that.
I respect him so much.
I do too.
The last 2 games of the postseason that they played, all he did was block. Yeah, he had a couple catches in this one, but
no, this one was but he made some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you don't see him, like, again, going back to the whole Odell thing. You don't see him bitching or crying because he's not getting the ball. He's blocking, and he's really doing a really good job. When they were running the ball down the Chiefs' throat, there was times where they ran to Gronk, and they kept showing him, look at Gronk moving this guy out of the way, this guy out of the way.
So at halftime, they change it up. You know, they start getting right back in it. Mahomes starts going up. Tyreek Hill, did you see him at all in this game? Like, he was gone. It was all Sammy Watkins, and it was all.
I think Hill had one catch, and they didn't even score.
Yeah, one catch.
But it was like for 40 yards, right? Or 50 yards.
I mean, who's the real star in this game? When you see Damian Williams get 3 more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I feel like Damian Williams has done nothing to lose this job going into next year.
I told you he's going to be the starter 100%.
Well, he'll get the first crack.
The crack.
He's going to get the first crack at it.
Going back to the defensive coordinator that he got fired immediately after the game.
Rex Ryan is coming.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know. Thank you, Elvis. Thank you, Elvis.
I'm the worst
and see, here's the thing. I'm
a better defensive coach than him.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is what I'm saying about once you have a job once in the league, you continue to get jobs all the time.
Of course.
Go ahead.
Now, this poor guy got fired right after the game, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spags is their new DC.
For the
Chiefs.
Yeah. So now you said if D Ford would have lined up onside and the pick would have counted, it would have been the Super Bowl. Brady, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. That defensive coordinator would have held Brady to 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
That's an excellent point, Elvis. But again,
and you know who I credit his firing to? Not D Ford for going offsides. Bill Belichick.
For exposing that?
Exposing the run defense.
Yeah. Well, the run defense has been bad all season. We've been targeting it in fantasy.
But like you said, he said, well, I'm not going to let Pat Mahomes beat me.
No.
We're going to kill the clock. How many teams, look at the Rams when they beat them in LA, it was a shootout. But like how many teams couldn't stay with the Chiefs because they kept getting, they kept letting Mahomes throw 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Right.
A bunch of them.
Right.
Belichick said no. And I think he's so smart, man.
So let's close off the GOAT coach discussion if there even was it yet.
If you're going to have the best quarterback of all times teamed up with the best coach of all times, what's going to happen? You're going to have 9 Super Bowl appearances, most likely 6 wins and 3 losses. Maybe.
So you're picking the Pats?
Yeah.
I am too. I mean, at this point, look, Elvis is right. This was the game. If you're going to beat the Pats, this is it right here. This is when you're going to do it.
I thought they were going to lose the week before. I really did.
Everyone did. I don't know what we're thinking though. Next year the same thing's gonna happen. They're gonna be the number 2 seed, and we're gonna be like, I don't know.
Next year they're gonna be the 6th seed and blow everybody out again.
It's just, you know what? It's just I want everybody to listen. No matter what I say, no matter what people say about the Patriots, I just want people to realize what you're watching will never be done again in the history of any sport.
There's a lot of, I'm a huge Giant fan, obviously. There's a lot of Giants fans that are upset.
Of course.
That hate the Patriots. And I'm like, how do you hate greatness?
Well, it's like that Anchorman meme that I sent you.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn. Yeah. So if you guys remember Anchorman, there's that scene where Vince Vaughn is the rival broadcaster and Ron Burgundy falls into the ball pit. When Ron Burgundy's coming back up, he's on a ball pit. Bear pit. Yeah, ball pit. There's nothing scary about a ball pit. In a bear pit, and when he comes out, he's up at the top, and Vince Vaughn grabs the ladder, and he says, deep down in my heart, I straight up hate you. He's like, but God damn it if I don't respect you. Yeah, and that's pretty much how everybody should be looking at it at this point.
I don't hate them.
No.
And I love watching them play.
I don't hate them. I completely respect, and I've always respected them because, again, you're never going to see this again. Ever. Tom Brady has more Super Bowl appearances by himself than any franchise in the history of the game.
There you go. Here's a stat. I think the Patriots or Tom Brady have been in 17% of all Super Bowls in the history of the Super Bowl. 17% of them. 17%.
Here's another one.
Is that crazy?
I think in the last 17 years, there's only been 4 quarterbacks in the AFC that have been to Super Bowls. Brady, Manning, Flacco, and Ben.
Big Ben.
It is insane.
And I understand why people hate, because they want to see, not like hate, like I understand why they dislike so much.
Or people are sick of.
Right, because they want to see something different. And I completely understand, because I feel the same way with the Golden State Warriors in basketball. It's annoying seeing the same thing over and over and over and over.
Oh, hey, Boogie's back.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that meme about, did you see the meme they made? So, remember the scene in Infinity War at the end? When he shows up to Wakanda to finally get the last stone?
Right.
So they put all the basketball players all over, like Vision and Scarlet Witch. So Vision is Chris Paul, Scarlet Witch is James Harden, and Vision and Scarlet. Vision says to Scarlet Witch, he's like, he's here. Oh no, yeah, and he's like, who? And then you look, and then Anthony Davis's cap, and he's like, everybody on my position. And then they cut to Black Widow, and it's Luca from Dallas. And he's like, what the hell? And then you see, and you look, it's LeBron as Black Panther, and then they cut to Black Panther's bodyguard, I guess, I forget her name.
Right.
It's Kawhi Leonard, and he's like, So when you look, and the cloud opens up, it's Thanos, but it's Boogie with Thanos' face. It was perfect. Whoever runs the social media for NBC CS Authentic or whatever, they deserve a round of applause for that one, because that was great. It was perfect. And then LeBron jumps at him as Black Panther, and then he punches him. So it's true. Boogie's back. The Warriors are gonna dominate. But the same thing, the Patriots. See, it's funny because someone, I forget who it was on one of these crazy, over the top talk shows, said the same thing. It's like everybody's sick of the Warriors already, right? Everybody was sick of the Yankees, right? And it's like, some people are just cool with like you ain't been sick for 20 years with the Patriots already, So look, I am not sick because I'm understanding what I'm seeing.
Right.
And
that's
what
how I feel.
What I'm seeing is never gonna happen.
Right. I'm gonna tell my kids when they get a little older. I got to watch Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got to watch
Tom
Brady play. Yeah. And I'm gonna laugh in your face because you ain't never gonna see nothing like that.
Well, that's my thing is that they're gonna be like, Dad, Patrick Mahomes is better. We're gonna be like, you damn kids don't know anything about anything.
Exactly.
So, Pats Rams. I've got the Pats. Give me the Pats, man. I think this is it. I think that was their chance to lose.
I can see this game being a blowout. I'm serious.
You know that
the Pats, of course.
I think that FanDuel put up the odds or something like that for Sportsbook that if the game goes to overtime or something like that, it's like plus 450 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, something nuts. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a look at some bets on there. I'm gonna wait till the lines start to like settle and everything because again, the game is what, a week and a half away. Yeah, and we get the Pro Bowl.
The what?
Sunday. The Pro Bowl. You're not gonna watch the skills competition?
I'm not gonna watch that. That's stupid.
That's stupid. All right.
Stupid.
So we've covered the playoffs. Let's talk about well. Last week, what did we do? We did the 2019.
We did the quarterbacks.
We did quarterbacks. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do running backs this week.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to set it off because I set it off last week.
No, you go.
All right. I'll set it off. Okay. I'm gonna do a 10-1.
I don't know you exactly my top 10. I'm
awesome.
Right now, that's what I'm kind of telling you.
Awesome.
I got like 7 of my top 10.
Preparation's key. All right.
I'm well prepared.
You are. Number 10 for me this year. Obviously, I reserve the right to change all of my rankings whenever we get closer to draft season and things like that. Remember, it's January. But number 10 for me is Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals. Look, the ceiling's only up for this kid. He plays like Le'Veon Bell. They're gonna get new coordinators in there. Hopefully, if this offense improves, even in the slightest, Joe Mixon takes a bump. And he's already a top 10 talent-wise back to me in the league, maybe top 5. The kid is incredible. He had a great year. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's easily going to finish within the top 10. The issue with him is that, when the games get out of hand for the Bengals, he becomes a forgotten man. That's the issue. And hopefully, we just have to hope that the offensive coordinator that's there now understands that you need to utilize him with pass routes down the field. Everything is just in the flat. Get him lined up on some linebackers. Get him in some space where he can get the ball and create some plays, okay? Number 9, James Conner from the Steelers. Now, you might be wondering why I have him a little so low, right? Because he's a...
Number 9, you said, right?
Right, number 9. He's RB1. He was incredible when he was in there. The Steelers system is amazing. Right now, just because of what I've got to grasp on in January, because obviously we have no idea what's going to happen. Jalen Samuels may be somebody that is going to be sprinkled in this season, except the only issue is, they don't utilize more than one back. So I'm going to put Connor at 9 for now. Again, he's going to be drafted in the first 2 rounds. Right. If you go running back, and you end up with one of these guys that I'm going to say before him and him, oh goodness, you have an amazing running back stable, at least to start, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Number 8, Le'Veon Bell. And this is to be announced where he's going to be playing. Okay? Anywhere that he plays, though, I feel like he's going to end up as a top 10 back. He's not going to be that top 1-2 back that he was in Pittsburgh because nobody's going to give him the work that they did in Pittsburgh. It's just not going to happen. It isn't. So I've got Bell at 8. Now, depending on what team he goes, I can move him up. If Le'Veon Bell, my Marlon Mack shares won't like this, but if Le'Veon Bell ends up in Indianapolis with that line, he's a top 5 back. Everybody wants to say, hey, look, he's about to be 29. He missed the year. 29 is not like crazy old. It's getting close to 30, you know what I mean? I still think that he can be highly productive this year. So, is it going to be to the level of the Steelers? Obviously not, like I said, but in the right situation, if he goes to the Colts, that's amazing. He's going to think about all the red zone opportunities.
How about the Jets?
If he goes to the Jets, then he stays where he's at. I'm sorry. There's situations that are good and there's situations that are bad because I do not want Le'Veon Bell being stuck with Adam Gase. Think about all the things we're going to say about him not playing Le'Veon Bell. I didn't want to, his eyes wide open or whatever in the press conference. So, yeah, I've got Le'Veon Bell at 8. Number 7, Nicholas Patrick Chubb, friend of the podcast, friend of all Nick Chubb, of all Nick Chubb owners.
BFF.
Number 7 this year. Look, second year in with Freddie Kitchens. Baker's only going to improve. The kid's a stud. Give him a full season in that offense with that line. He's going to be great. I have no worries about Nick Chubb. You know,
So you had him at 7.
I have him at 7.
Okay.
I have him at 7. Number 6, Melvin Gordon. You know, the only issue with Melvin Gordon is going to be health. That's it. That's really it. The guy catches passes. He made his hay in the pass game. He caught more touchdown passes in the beginning than he did rushing touchdowns. Or at least he showed more in the passing game and scored more touchdowns through the passing game than he did with his running efficiency. At least that's what I saw in the beginning of the year. So I've got Melvin Gordon at 6 next year. Number 5, Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints. Are you familiar? Okay.
Wow.
So I've got Kamara at 5. Now, if Mark Ingram does not show back up or they don't sign him again,
You think he'll be better?
I don't know, man. There's 2 ways to look at it. He's going to get more work. That's great. But there's also another way to look at it. The first 4 weeks when Ingram wasn't there, he was tearing it up. But that 5th game, when Ingram showed back up, they rested him. They basically gave him a bye week into a bye week because they realized that he couldn't handle the load. So there's 2 ways to look at it. More work, you'll get more. Can he last? That's my worry.
Okay.
But I've got him at 5. I suspect that the Saints are going to bring somebody in. Even if it's not Ingram. They'll draft somebody.
No, they're
going to bring somebody in.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to bring
100%.
somebody. Yeah, so Kamara will be there with somebody. He'll still be the man, especially in PPR leagues. You know, this is where I've got him ranked in our PPR league. I've got him 5th. These are PPR rankings, at least for me. That's the way I'm looking at it. Number 4, Christian McCaffrey. I don't really need to explain this one. Not only does the guy catch 100 passes, you know, out of the backfield, on top of 150, 200 rushes. Cam Newton had his throwing shoulder, you know, scoped today, so they said that they're hopeful to have him at OTAs. That can only help him. And if you know anything about North Turner, who's their offensive coordinator, is that he's only going to use one guy. And the last point that I'm going to make about Christian McCaffrey, because I don't really have to talk you guys into taking him, is he doesn't miss snaps. And North Turner doesn't use more than one guy. That's it, man. Like, I think he missed, no lie, Elvis, 32 snaps.
All season.
All season.
That's great.
All season. That's
I love you.
Incredible. That's incredible. Give me all of that. Okay? Number 3. Now this top 3 is gonna be a big point of discussion between the 3 of us. Okay? Now just
3 of us?
remember, well, the 2 of us.
I was gonna say, is there somebody here I don't know of?
Yeah, the guy in the corner. The guy on the couch.
Hey, guy.
And again, this is January 24th.
Go ahead.
All right, number 3 is Todd Gurley.
Okay.
Why 3? Okay. 2 things.
Oh, man.
1, I think that the Rams have kind of seen the light now where they're going to use somebody else. Is that going to be C.J. Anderson? Because C.J. Anderson's a free agent. But I think that using him all the time like that is not something that they want to do at this point, right? Because they're seeing, he's far more important to their title aspirations than he is obviously on fantasy seasons. So, but at the same time, dialing Todd Gurley back still means what? He's still going to be amazing. Look, I have him at 3. Would it shock me if he finishes 1? Obviously not. Come on, man.
Not at all.
So I've got him at 3, at least right now. Number 2, Saquon Barkley, New York Giants. So Eli Manning's going to be back. Lock me in for another 70 to 100 receptions, hands down. Dare I say that this offense is going to be better next year? Second year, everyone's going to be healthy. I have faith that Pat Shermer's going to get people involved and get it going, and I think you guys are going to be fine next year, at least offensively. Now, are you guys going to win games? I don't know. But there's no way that the offense could be worse, because let's look at it this way. First 5 weeks, you guys were a mess. An absolute mess. I can't say that for the rest of the way. I really can't after that. You know, guys got hurt and other things happened, but I can't say that you guys were an absolute mess. Pat Shermer figured some things out. You know, Saquon Barkley is going to get better. You're going to address the line, right? You guys, are you looking at me, Elvis? Are you going to address the line in the draft and also bring other and help in the line?
You think they're going to pick a lineman in the first round?
No, not in the first round. In the second round.
Who do you think they're going to pick in the first round?
I don't know. We're not talking about that. But what I'm saying is,
yeah, of course they're going to fix the line.
So they're going to fix the line. Saquon Barkley is only going to go up, I think. You know, and remember, Eli's there. Thank you, Eli. Let's get these dumb passes off. Jesus. Yeah, let's do it.
Of course, Elliott's number 1.
Ezekiel Elliott's number 1. Now look, here's my reasoning. You guys can kill me, call me out on it, whatever. Look, Ezekiel Elliott got, for the first time in his career, 95 to 100 targets or something like that, right? But that all happened in like the bottom half of the season, the end of the season. Like, he wasn't involved like that all.
Right, and their win streak.
Right. So, there's a new offensive coordinator, Linehan's out, right? Whoever that is going to say, hey, you know what? Maybe getting the ball to Ezekiel Elliott any way we can, dump-offs, run game, you know, design screens, is going to be the way to go. Lock Ezekiel Elliott in for 70 to 80 more catches, and I will argue that his rushing touchdowns, I believe he had 7. That needs to go up, and I think that definitely can go up this season. 7 seems low for Ezekiel Elliott. So I got Zeke at number 1. He's going to be the focal point of an offense that's going to is on the way up. And, you know, Cooper's there. You know, ever since Cooper got there, it's hard to stack the box now and stop them, because now you have to worry about him. You know, so we're talking about Cooper, we're talking about Gallup, and then, you know, you get Zeke with you know, without seeing loaded fronts and more passing game work. And I've got Zeke number 1 at this point. I think that he's going to be incredible this season, obviously. Again, 1, 2, 3, if you have any one of those 3 guys, any one of those first 5 guys, I feel like you should feel pretty good about. So, yeah. But yeah, you guys can kill me all you want. I've got Todd Gurley 3rd right now, but Todd Gurley's still the man. You know, so just what I'm seeing right now. Again, I reserve all the right to change all my picks by the time we get closer to draft day. So, Elvis, you're up. Where are we at?
All right.
I got waited long enough.
Philip Lindsay.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Speak on it.
Number 10. I mean, how many? He missed a couple weeks there at the end of the year, and he still rushed for over 1,000 yards. So, you know,
and he didn't become the starter until about week 2.
Right,
week 2 or 3.
Right. So, and I think he's got a lot of upside. Obviously, he's young. He's not the big body that you want in the back, but, you know, I think that helps him. I think he's very elusive, and I think
he catches passes.
Yeah, right. And he's gonna have a big year because, you know, Thomas is gone now. I think they're
Sanders is gone.
Yeah,
Sanders ain't coming back.
Yeah, he ain't gonna come back. So I think they're gonna emphasize him more, use him more in the offense overall. You know, catching the ball, running the ball. So I like him at 10.
Cool.
At number 9, I got Mixon.
You got Mixon at 9.
He's a stud. I think he could end up being top 5 easily.
Absolutely.
He's that good.
Absolutely.
And again, that offense isn't really, you know, they don't have that many weapons outside of AJ Green
and Boyd.
And Boyd, yeah. But that's it. Like, I think, you know, he was still going off when
they were bad.
Right, when they were bad. So I think
he's young too, man. That's
young,
the other thing. That's the other thing.
I like him. So at number 8, I got Bell, just because I don't know exactly.
So you have Bell at 8 too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I got him at you kind of stole my thunder at the end of the last 3, but it's a little different, but not as close. You know. Anyway, so number 8, I got Bell. Number 7, I got Nick Chubb. I think
you got Chubb 2 or 7.
Yeah,
All
I think he's gonna do really really well this year.
He's gonna be great.
Yeah. And again, he's another guy that I can see him top 5 easily.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
easy. 100%. Especially if Baker comes to play like he did. You know,
if Baker improves even a little, and they get a full season of that, yeah, the sky's the limit for Chubb. Absolutely.
Right. I got Kamara 6.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he scares me more. Like, you know how I think Chubb could end up being in the top 5. I can see Kamara being out of the top 10.
Really? Okay. So what would lead you to believe that?
Well, I think if Ingram is gone, I think it's gonna hurt him.
Okay.
I really do. I think they're gonna overuse him, and I think he's
gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I think he can because he's he's not like
he's not a big guy. That's my point. That's my point about.
And that scares me about Lindsey too. He's not a big guy, but still.
Okay.
But still it's Kamara. He's got to be in your top 10, and he also has a chance to go into the top 5.
Well, he also has a chance to end up top 3. Like he goes on those stretches. In the first 4 weeks, he was the number 1 running back, and he was averaging like 30 a game and like half-point PPR. So yeah, I agree. Go ahead.
I got Gordon at 5.
Wait. Kamara 6. Okay, Gordon 5.
Yeah, he scares me. He gets hurt a lot.
Just injury. That's it. That's it with Gordon.
But if he's in there, man,
and he's in that offense, man. Yeah, you're looking.
Rivers is gonna be another regular Rivers year where he's gonna do well and
And then losing the first round. Poor guy. Go. Sorry.
It was actually the second round.
Oh, right. They won the first game.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. At 4, I got McCaffrey. He's my sleeper, man.
Sleeper.
Yeah. Like as far as I think he's definitely gonna be number 1.
So then you should put him at 1.
I know, but
so
I can't do it.
Spicy.
I can't do it. I can't
put
do
him at 1.
I got Gurley at 3.
Oh, so you have Gurley at 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got Elliott at 2 and Barkley at 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not because I'm a Giants fan, but
honestly,
he's crazy.
Either one of these scenarios could work out perfectly, like that. I feel the same way. So.
I was gonna put McCaffrey at 3 and Gurley at 4, but I didn't have
the Stones.
Yeah.
I mean, look, honestly, it more came down to offense, and it came down to whose offense is better and things like that. So, either one of our rankings could be true. And again, it's January 24th. January 24th. When we get closer to draft time and all the free agents shake out and all the coaching changes and the dust settles and we watch some preseason games, we'll change things up. Sean McVay may come out and say, we're not even signing another running back. It's just going to be Gurley. And if he gets hurt, we're never going to play anybody. I'll be like, oh my God.
We're not going to have no running back.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm drafting Gurley first. Like, there's no handcuff. He's going to be the guy. Cool. So all that stuff, like honestly, it's really just more for conversation at this point. On January 24th, we're trying to keep it going. So who's your pick for the Pro Bowl? Do you have the AFC or the NFC?
I have no idea. That is such a joke.
It is a joke. Honestly,
such a joke.
It is a joke. All right.
It shouldn't even be televised.
All right.
And whoever goes to that game and pay money to see that,
I would do it. It's in Florida. You get a chance to get away.
Here's what they should do. If they really want to make the Pro Bowl fun, they should allow the fans to interact more with the players. As far as
at the practices.
No, in the game. I don't mean while the game's going on, but maybe like before the game, have them on the field with the fans. Maybe after the game. You know what I'm saying? Get some jerseys, autographs, and pictures, or whatever.
And I'd fly down for that.
Yeah, of course. I would too.
I just stalked
But
George
not just
Kittle.
to see these guys play touch football, because that's what they're playing.
I just stalked George Kittle the whole time. He's like, dude, I heard you already. Hey, you're my favorite player. All right. All right, some quick news and notes, and we'll talk about some fantasy implications when it comes to that. So the Jaguars, it appears, are about to release Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He sent out a tweet today saying something. Appreciate the time, Jacksonville. All right, great. You're out of here. Cardinals re-sign Larry Fitzgerald. He's coming back. He's back. One more year for Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald in the new Kingsbury offense should be more passes. I don't think I can quit Larry Fitzgerald. I can see myself drafting him probably in the 7th, 8th, 9th round if he's there, if he continues to slip. So.
Oh yeah.
Adam Schefter reports ex-Jets and Bills coach Rex Ryan is a name to watch for the Chiefs defensive coordinator vacancy. No, I don't. I mean, not that I care about what happens to the Chiefs defense or anything like that, but I just don't really believe in him as a head coach. Maybe he's better as a coordinator. Elvis, like maybe that's all he is a defensive guy. Like he can't be trusted to lead men. But when it comes to defensive coordinator, it might be that, right? Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Bengals hire Raiders quarterbacks coach Brian Callahan as offensive coordinator. I am going to plead ignorance on this one 100%. I have to do some deep diving into seeing some of his play calling, or at least where he's from. Like there is no play calling. He's a quarterbacks coach. I got to figure out where he's from, what his background is, so we can get a handle on whether this means something for Mixon or whether this means something for Boyd and Green if he's a passing guy. Agent Tom Condon believes that Eli Manning will be back with the Giants in 2019. I believe so too. And the Giants are probably going to draft a quarterback this season, whether it be Haskins or who's this other guy you're talking about?
Give me a second.
Drew Lock? What a stupid name.
Yeah, man. I heard the West Virginia quarterback is apparently like a stud too, man.
I plead ignorance on this one. That one I can't say.
Yeah, man. I heard he could really swing the rock. I haven't really watched him, but that's what I'm hearing. But I seen a little bit of Drew Lock. He's 6'4". He's got what I saw was really good accuracy, but I don't know. But these college quarterbacks,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's very very hard to tell. I like Mayfield.
Give me Trevor Lawrence.
The whole time I like Baker,
and everybody was calling him short, and
right.
And Johnny, and look,
he's amazing. We'll see though.
All right, so I think that's about it. As far as news and notes, at this point in the season, things are pretty dry. To talk about, especially fantasy wise. But are we going to do a pod next week before the Super Bowl? Like maybe we could do a little bit more in depth of how we feel about the Super Bowl, and because it is a week away.
Sure.
All right. So next week we'll do one before the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I will not be able to view the Super Bowl with Elvis. I'm kind of bummed about that. Elvis is going away. He's going to the Poconos.
Sorry.
And he's leaving us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, he's getting out of here. What a jerk. So yeah, I got the Pats. He's got the Pats. But championship week was awesome. It was amazing.
Man, it was better than what I thought it was.
Yeah, 2 overtime games. They were just incredible, man. Just a lot of fun to watch.
Those referees, they get fined too, right? Or suspended or something like that? They do.
I don't know, man. It's
Here, we can talk about this real quick before we sign off.
Yep.
Do you like that idea of challenging?
No, I don't. Because then
I think it's gonna slow the game
right,
down even more.
And then it's like, why wouldn't I just throw a challenge flag any time that I felt like it was passing a free? Like it's just come on.
You know what I think they should do? Just like they make every touchdown reviewable. I think under 2 minutes, a pass interference, maybe review it. You know what I'm saying? So
it depends.
Under 2 minutes.
I don't think you can review a non-call. Like, I don't see how that works. If the call isn't made, what are you reviewing? You're reviewing it to make them make the call.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then if it is called, you can challenge it to get it reviewed away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just opens up this gray area. The rules are already hard enough to figure out as it is, right. And it's like, come on, man. Like,
they're gonna take the human aspect.
Exactly.
And for that, why don't they just have one referee in the field who grabs the ball,
get robots,
puts it on the line, whatever. All right, they throw a 5-yard pass. He grabs the ball, he puts it back where it's supposed to go. And then every other play, if there's a penalty, you got guys like in a box looking at a camera. Just all right, throw a penalty.
Dude, just get robots at this point. Like, honestly, it opens up this can of worms that I don't want this league to go down. We're already down there with not knowing what the hell a catch is and things like that. Like the Hogan catch, which, oh my God, I can't believe that we left that out. The Hogan catch. The whole time it's happening, I'm sitting in a room full of people and I'm telling them that's a catch, and there's people in there. No, it's not a catch. He caught it. He caught it with his left hand and he brought it in. It didn't hit the ground. He caught it.
I don't remember that.
Well, I know that Edelman didn't touch that punt either.
Oh yeah, he didn't touch that.
No, okay, but he touched that interception. The ball that went off his hands.
Yeah. Well, what interception? That wasn't an interception.
It was an interception. The next play, right off the rip, like.
You mean? I thought you meant the one where we call back for the.
No. It was off his hands.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that you could at least point to with Brady, because that's not an interception. It's his fault, right? It's off hands.
Yeah.
Once it touches hands, that's it.
Supposed to catch it.
That's it. All right. So 45 minutes. I feel like we had a good pod. I just want to let you guys know that we're starting our YouTube channel. This actually was recorded, so if you want to hear our loud voices and see our stupid faces, you can see them now on YouTube. I don't know if Elvis has a stupid face. I have a stupid face. Elvis doesn't have a stupid face. But if you want to see our faces via internet magic on YouTube, we will be uploading episodes now onto YouTube if you guys want to see and hear us, which really kind of makes me blush if you do want to see us, because I don't understand why, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But a couple quick things that I wanted to update you guys on. I've been writing away for NFL Fan Blitz, which is going to go live February 4th. And I'm writing an article which started as me just watching the Ravens-Niners Super Bowl and recounting it, because I haven't seen it since it happened, to me kind of going over that whole season and what led us to that game as well. So it's a fun little article. It's going to have a bunch of quotes and things like that from my friends and people who were around me at the time and what happened during that season. So look out for that on the site. From my Twitter, Jason Aponte 2103. I will be putting out links to all the articles as well. Again, follow the Instagram for the podcast, Fantasy Bros Pod, and follow the Instagram. Well, follow the Twitter and follow the Instagram. The Instagram is actually Fantasy Bros Podcast. For Jay, for Elvis, we're out of here. Enjoy the Pro Bowl.
No. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Well, we got a draft in 5 minutes, but enjoy whatever the hell you got to enjoy. Let's dominate this draft, and we'll talk about what we got in this draft and how we feel about our teams on the next episode. So, I'm Jay. He's Elvis. Peace.
Later.
All right, done. Cool. With 5 minutes left, get your phone out.